All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Stormworks build, search, and rescue. It's super laggy here right now. This is it. Whoa, it's so laggy. This is it. Today is the day. Right now is the right now. It's always a little bit laggy here because it has to render all this plus the big ship and all that sort of stuff. So we are doing it. We are departing. I got the fuel. I've got the train. I've got the ship. I'm almost out of money. I got $150,000 left. That's it. We are doing it. I guess I could turn the internal lights off. That might make this thing be a little bit less laggy. Doesn't matter. We're leaving. We're leaving. Did I didn't. All right. Well, anyways. Do I want to? Nah. So I had two compartments in this ship that are reserved for cleaning up the mega oil spill, but I'm not even gonna worry about it. We're going after the uranium. I'm not even gonna be worried about the oil spill because we're gonna create another oil spill when we come back up with the uranium. So what I'll do is I'll create another ship, a smaller ship, and I'll go back out there and clean up the oil spill. So yeah, this journey is going to be long, and this journey is going to be very slow. And I noticed there are yeah, we're only doing 5, which is about 10 knots. That's all we can handle. Maybe we can go up to, maybe we can go to 6.5 here. So as I was heading down there, I did notice that it gets really warm in that area, and the ambient temperature does have an effect on the engines. It's minute, but it does have a little, as you can see there, 0.5 in the throttle. It really boosted our speed by a little bit. It has a little bit of an effect, so I really have to be careful. Yeah. Mildly irritating. I think I was sitting at 104 or 105 at my average engine temperature with this speed here. Oh, we're going to have to watch that. So yeah. Yeah, we'll hover around 100, 102. It's slow, but it's doable. And and as I was saying, like a ship this size, like this ship is massive, right? It's huge. It probably, I don't know. I really wish this temperature was a lot lower because it really doesn't give us any room for air. But anyhow, I'll just watch the temperature. I'll watch the speed, and we're doing it. You're along for the ride. I don't know. It's going to take like an hour or something to get out there. Maybe not that long. Let's see. We'll go to here. We've got plenty of fuel. We've got 150,000 liters. We'll probably use about maybe 40,000 getting there. Like the lower the speed, the less fuel you use, which is awesome. So it means we're gonna be doing all right. Yeah, I can turn this on. We're not so laggy anymore. Let's zoom out of here. Yeah, cool. Obviously, I don't want to, let's see, I'm going to set the waypoint to there. And that way, if I move the ship this way. So potentials, lots of potentials with this ship. It could capsize while we're down inside the cave getting the uranium. There's a lot of things that could happen. So I'll save it once I arrive. And we'll see. Because I have the sub, though, I can get underneath it. And we can always flip it back over if need be. Hopefully without doing too much damage to it. You know, if you're careful, sometimes if you're careful, you can just do that. You can just capsize it back over. We've got the magnets. As you can see, I built these. Remember, I built these little things so the arms could move up and down. Very handy. As you can tell, the arms do move up and down. Though I realized that this yellow brick might be in the way. Like if it gets really wavy, these arms are going to start swinging up and down and up and down. And so I might have to modify that a little bit more. But this ship isn't really going to go anywhere, right? So this is the uranium vessel, and this is all it does. It sails to the cavern and gets uranium. And that's it. So I had to modify the rail cars a little bit. I shrunk them down so they're not as long. And I made a mistake when I was building the train. I didn't use pivots for my connectors. So I was getting stuck in the corners. The train was binding, and I was having troubles. So I realized that if I just upgrade, I'll show you that when we get to that part there. Yeah. And then the other thing I want to build is I'd like to build like a front end loader for these bins. Instead of using the truck, don't get me wrong, the truck is nice. But I think eventually we're going to build a front end loader just to kind of upgrade the process. Just to have a fresh vehicle that we can use. But I'll take care of that after we run through this. So this is going to take all day. My hope is I can do it in one run. That's my hope. One run, done. We go there, we sink, we get the uranium, we come back, we get on the ship, we come here, we unload onto the train. The train goes to the Arctic, we unload, we process, and that's that. And we'll come all the way back here. I was going to store it in the Arctic, but I just don't think I have enough money. We're really cutting it close, right? So I don't have enough money until we run more missions or get oil. But you can't sell the oil. So I don't have any money until we can run more missions. So what that means is my hope is I have enough uranium so I can run the nuclear reactor that I have. But, so there's going to be a couple of saves here. We're going to run through it the first time, all the processes the first time, and see if we're successful. And if we are successful, then we manage to do it. We'll see if we have the quantities. If I need to get more, I'll load back to where the ship is at the mine, and I'll go down again, and I'll just gather more, right? Because the way this ship is set up, the amount of fuel that I have, and the capacity inside the ship it's fairly substantial. I mean, it's not huge, but it's got 3 of these large, 3 of these guys, right? So, and yeah. So we'll see. We'll try and get a maximum load while we're down there in the sub. Try and maximize it. I'm really excited. It's been, I can't tell you. I have to go through the videos and see how long it's been preparing for this and the testing, right? I did like 40 hours or 50 hours already of testing, of building subs that worked, building subs that didn't work, building ships that work, building ships, that that didn't work and all that. So, but we're here, right? We're finally here, and we're doing it on a Friday. Yeah. So at this point, the only thing that could go wrong is we get capsized. So I'll save it here, and this will be uranium. There we go. And then if I flip, I can always come back here. So this ship doesn't have any stabilizers in it. It doesn't use any kind of game glitches. It doesn't have like a room full of pivots in the bottom, which will keep it higher out of the water. It doesn't have any of that. It's just a hull. It's got some weight in the bottom, and that's it. So as I was saying, from all the ships that I've built, obviously the wider the better, right? If you're having trouble with your ship staying stable in the water, and you don't want to add all that game-breaking stuff to it, just make it a bit wider. And it might not have the ideal shape that you want it, wider, and give it a more of a draft under the surface of the water, and that should help your boat be more stable. I'm on YouTube and I'm watching some other YouTubers. There's some really neat builds out there, and then I'm seeing they're, in my opinion, they're game breaking, right? Maybe I'm not playing the game properly. I'm under building. We can really, I get it. I could really push the pace with this build. There's the steam engine, there's the modular engines, there's the whole flywheel stuff, and like I saw one there. It was a diesel steam, I think it is. So I know diesel electric was a popular one, but I see the diesel steam seems all right. I just don't know what the consumption rate is, but none of that's going to matter. Once we get nuclear power, I'm going to convert this ship into nuclear power, and we're going to build another. We're going to convert the large rescue boat that I have. Hopefully we can convert that one into nuclear power also. So this is huge. This is huge. This really changes our technical our ability to play the game, and it'd be nice to sail to the Arctic. I would like that. So this ship here can do it. It has the capacity. This fuel tank holds 600,000 liters, so we could do it. But okay, if I had to buy all that diesel, it'd be 1.2 million, right? That's a lot of mission running to get that. So yeah. So that's my hope. Is a mission running or. I think after this whole process is done, actually what we'll do is we're going to build a nuclear-powered submarine, and we're going to go back over here. We're going to finish off this well. Right? If you watched any of my older videos, you'll see I made this vessel. It was massive. It was like a massive oil refinery, basically a huge barge. And in the center of it is open, and I have the I don't know what you call it, the oil, the derrick, I guess, and it just sort of flips up, right? Because I wanted to see how difficult it would be to get oil from the surface of the ocean. Once the wellhead is anchored, and you tap it and you're drilling, like it's not that easy. As soon as a tsunami comes by, it trashes you, and it'll trash the whole operation. So you really, So my hope is, with the submarine, I know that with this little submarine here, I was sitting on the bottom of the ocean, and a tsunami came by, and it did blow me away. But I'd like to think that if the ballast tank, if there's enough weight in the sub, and I'm anchored down there, and I'm also anchored on the well, that maybe those things, all those forces combined, will be enough to make us tsunami proof, I guess, or more resilient to those big waves. So yeah, so that's the that's in there too, right? Because we need to go to space and hopefully build a base on the moon. But because there's no workbench on the moon, we need money to have a base on the moon. And we need money to have a space station in space. So my plan was to mine the oil, convert it, and sell it. But because there's the gantries are broken, I don't think we'll be able to do that until they patch it. I don't know when they're going to patch it. I've seen a couple of people have been putting on GeoMeta about that issue, so I'm sure they'll read it and they'll be aware of it. But you know, there's like 2,000 open tickets, I think. So it'll take them a little bit, a week maybe or so before they get to it. So yeah, all those things, right? We need fresh water, and then we need to take that fresh water and convert it into hydrogen and oxygen. That's going to take a while. Because, yeah, that's going to take a while, so we'll need to ship a vehicle that'll be able to do that. And then we'll have to find a way to launch the spaceship without having the spaceport. Well, I guess I'll have to have the spaceport because you can't leave the atmosphere without the space DLC. So when you get the space DLC, it gives you the spaceport, the launch platform, I guess. So, you know, we'll see what happens with all of that. So like I say, there's lots to go. This uranium is going to sort of open up our ability to fund more of those operations, right? If I can run missions without needing the cost of fuel, just the uranium rods, which I can get using uranium, right? If I can convert this into nuclear power and it works, yeah, there's a wave coming. Hold on, I gotta be careful here. Where is it? Engine speed. Oh, that's a big one. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have turned a little bit more. No! Uh-oh. Uh-oh! I'll reload it. I'll reload if I have to. I'm not gonna. So now the reason why I cut the engine is if I go up and over this tsunami, it's gonna cause the engines to overheat because they're gonna be out of the water. Yeah, we're gonna capsize for sure. Maybe not. Oh, brothers and sisters, no! Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Oh my goodness. Nice. See, sometimes I like to have a lot more weight in the belly of the ship, and then you won't capsize at all. The wave can hit you from a broadside, and nothing will happen. All right, cool. But in this case, I can't afford the fuel to add the weight, and I don't really want to add more weight to it because when I was testing it with this chamber being full of water, right? Maximum displacement is how this boat has been calibrated. So, all right, I better save that. Right, so as soon as these propellers come out of the water, they're going to go fast, and the engine's going to rev instantly, and that heat, because we're already at 99 to 100 degrees, there's no room for error. Within a few moments, the engines will overheat and become damaged. You can repair them once they become damaged, but if they explode and cause a fire, then we might not be able to repair them. So it's definitely added complexity to the game. Yeah, so this is going to open us up. Hopefully expand on our ability to make money. Yeah. Now, in my opinion, the best mission in the game is the sea fort. And the reason why I go there is there's always a minimum of 6 people to rescue and a maximum of 12. I haven't seen much more than that, like in the base game, right? So for me, the sea fort is the best mission to go after. And that's why I always go for it, because I know when I need the research points, that's where to go, right? The other thing too is that we need to unlock weapons. Right, we'll try and unlock weapons and see if we can build some weapons here. So lots more content to go, right? Lots more content to go. Good. I've been yakking and yakking and yakking and yakking here. Trying to fill in the time. I'm super, super, super excited for this. Yeah, we're slightly listing to the right. So eventually I'll have to put a little bit more weight. Yeah, you can see it there. I'll have to put a little bit more weight on the left side. And that's probably this crane. I'll have to put weight here to balance the crane. But it shouldn't... I didn't honestly think about that, but it shouldn't capsize, I hope, when we're unloading the boat. Oh well. It's like everything. We'll get out there, the sea could be rough. We'll have to wait for a nice calm day, and we'll have to wait for, like this, a real decent clearing, because we don't want this vessel to capsize either while it's waiting for us down below, right? So, yeah, and then once this is all done, I can go through, I can decorate it, finish the interior. I'll be able to do all that fun stuff. Who knows, maybe I'll put it up on the workshop there. I'm always a little hesitant to put stuff on the workshop. Because I see a lot of builds that are, they're what people want, right? I'm not saying that I'm a shipbuilder or anything like that, but nobody wants to go be on a ship that only does 11 meters per second, right? So I see some ships there, they do like 80 knots, big ships like this on the surface. So that's probably what people want to use. All right, we can probably turn. We are going to go to the bridge. Glide's nice. You know, I have noticed a lot of performance changes that they've done. And I'm actually, you know, there's still minor bugs, right? That kind of they might irk you a little bit. Oh, this, you know, I wish this or that, you know, the gantries and stuff. But based on what I've seen, like I got this game in April, and since then I've put in almost I don't even want to. It's almost embarrassing. I've put in almost 1,800 hours, right? In building and playing and testing, and in that time, there have been so many changes, and finally, I'm starting to see that the changes are starting to have a positive impact on the game. The way the ships handle the sea, they've made changes to the way the sea is, the waves, the weather, even. You know, a lot of changes, which is good, right? It's really good. So I don't know. We can't help but be frustrated at some of the changes because they've obviously with the engines and you know now we have to change the way we play. But you know, it's. I think it's for the better. Honestly, I think it's for the better. It's you know. You have to sort of think in terms of the game. If you could get in here and build a ship and be zipping around at 100 knots finishing missions, you know it's a ship game, right? And so like what draws me to Stormworks is that like look what you're able to do. You know, design your own vessel, your own vehicle, and you have this is basically a sandbox, right? So, and if you like ships and that sort of stuff, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best ship sandbox games. Most games that you play that have ships, you have to buy or use the preset ships that they have in the game. There aren't many games that let you build your own ship from scratch. Put in all the buttons, put in all the lights, you know, like really customize it to what you as a player want, you know. So that's what I really enjoy about it, and it's nonstop, and that's why I've put in of all the games that I have on Steam. The only other one that compares to that is the Total War. I really love the Total War games. I love those games so much, and I have almost I think 1,200 hours in the Total War games, and I've had those since Empire came out. I think 2012 or something like that, a long time ago, right? So goes to show this type of game. But what I really need to do is I'm thinking maybe in the lead up to Christmas, I see that I've put out all like 400 some odd videos for Stormworks, and they're really rough, right? They're really raw footage. So what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start recording and try and editing, and I'm going to try and put out better quality videos. Now that the viewers seem to be steadily increasing, people seem to be enjoying the content that I'm putting out. So I think it's time to improve on that. So I'm going to try and first thing, obviously, upgrade my video card. That's going to help the game not be so laggy, especially for the videos when you're recording. It can get kind of laggy when the waves are going and that. So some things to look out for in the future. Hopefully I can do that before we go to space, and then that way we can have, a real quality view. And that is a whole nother beast. I see there's a few people out there, like everybody. I watch YouTube too, and I try and be involved in the community. And there's a few people that are building spaceships, right? They're trying, which is very cool. So hopefully we can be successful like they are. And I have a few ideas. I built a space shuttle, and I was able to launch it. Oh boy. I was able to launch it and get up, before they added space, we were able to get up about 12,000 kilometers or something to the atmosphere. So I'll have to take that out and fly it around and just see, just see, do some more testing. But I have a lot of ideas that I want to bring into that space, so it's going to be exciting. But there needs to be a plan, right? When it comes to classic career, so if you play in creative mode, the economy doesn't matter, right? You can just buy stuff, put it into space, do whatever you want to do. There's no real limit. You can just build and build and build and build and build, which is cool. When you get into the career modes, your limit is your money. You have to be able to fund those things, right? So I've done hours and hours and hours of fuel trading, and who knows how long the gantries have been broken for. I only discovered it simply because I needed more money, and I thought, you know what, let's trade fuel to make more money. Something I hadn't done in a long time, right? Otherwise, I might have noticed it earlier on. So what nuclear power will hopefully do is free us from that needing fuel, so I can run missions over and over and over again. The sea fort over and over and over and over. I better save it here. Now I'm only using one save for this part because I have the autosave. So, and I know that we've already tested this, heading out to the site, going down with the submarine, getting the uranium, and then coming back up to the surface. I know I can do that. So I know that this part is safe. Did the dry run to the uranium processing facility. That's a cool little building there. I didn't, I had a lot of fun exploring that. We're going to get to explore it again. It looks really neat. So, and then when we get to the train, I'll explain some things that I've learned building the train, using the trains, playing around with them. Oh, I hear another. Oh, there's a wave there. Uh-oh. All right, let's turn. Hopefully we can face the wave before it wrecks us. Right, and normally I'd label the ship, put Holt Town on it, put some more decals on it. But I'm just really excited. I want to get this uranium. Like I'm excited. I was gonna put a kill switch on here too for the engines, but I'm not gonna worry about that. We should go up and over. Hopefully. Oh, unless it hits me on an angle again. Nice. At this point, if I want the ship to go faster, I'll have to add more engines. Right now, there's only 4, which is quite a low amount for a ship this size. I should be running 6. Yeah. I just wanted to get it done. So I had ports on the side for the environment station, and what I did is I moved them to the bottom of the ship. I haven't tested them, but once we get out there, we'll be in the middle of the oil spill. So I can't test it anyways because the bays are full. The internal bays are full. These ones here. These are supposed to be for the environment station there. The oil would go into there, and then maybe I put a couple of refining towers on here so we can get fuel. Right, so when we go to space, we're going to need fresh water, and we're going to need to convert that fresh water into fuels. So that's going to be exciting. Maybe I'll just build a barge for that or something. I'll have to start getting ideas for space. And of course, everything I've learned about these tracks and how they move. Really what you want is you want these connectors. These guys here, these connectors. If you're having multiple vehicles and you want to put multiple boxes or vehicles on a ship and you don't want them to go anywhere, put those connectors on it. I had this thing hit in the side by a tsunami, and I rolled, I think 3 times down the backside of it, and the submarine didn't move at all. So that tells me that these connectors that's what you want. That's, if you're launching into space or something like that, you want those connectors to hold things together. And then you just push a button, and the connectors release, and away it goes, right? My curiosity is the amount of fuel that it's going to take to actually do all that. My plan will be to... It says that we can put vehicles in orbit. So I'm going to have to do some research and see how to do that. And the first thing we're going to want to do is build a space station that sits in space in orbit. And then what we want to do is I want to add to that space station. That's where we're going to launch. We're going to leapfrog from the space station to the moon. So the space station is going to hold all our fuel that we need to get to the moon and back to the space station. And the reason why I'm doing that is because there's no way, I think, for you to do that in one shot. And I think that's the way they probably designed it too, right? Based on everything that I know about Stormworks, this whole uranium fiasco that I've been doing for days and days and days, I'm pretty sure space is similar. The distances are great, obviously. So, I mean, I don't think there's a way for you to carry all the fuel to get there in one shot. There might be, and we'll definitely try, but I don't think you can. So what I think is that we'll need to have a space station, and we'll need to bring fuel in modules somehow. We'll have to figure it out, a modular system, and they'll just connect to the space station, and then when we have enough fuel, we'll be able to launch from the space station to the moon, right? And then with these modular fuel containers, however they're going to look, we'll be able to take those from the space station back to Earth and refill them. And that's how we're going to bring fuel to and from space and to the moon, where we're going to have our moon base. Like I say, it's going to be incredible. Since they announced all that, I've been thinking like, yeah, this is going to be so much fun to play with and figure out a system, and Well, it's Friday. I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope everybody's week went well. I wish everybody well wishes, and I hope your families are doing good. And I also hope that you're enjoying the content and learning. Now I'm so excited to do this finally. Finally. I may not record the train ride. It's a long journey, and then once you have multiple carriages on the train slows down, obviously, because it has more weight. So I don't know if I'll record that. I might record the departing of it and maybe a little bit heading through, but I don't know if I'll record the whole journey. I mean, there's not much to it, but it takes it'll take, who knows, could be over an hour. Like this right here is gonna take over an hour. Yeah, this is gonna be really cool. I have a remote inside the submarine, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get there. We're gonna check the weather. You know, we do all those things, right? All those technical things. How's the weather? How are the waves? You know, does it look like we have a clearing? We'll save it. And that's it. I'll get in the submarine and away we go. Before we sink, I'll have to right this crane. I'll have to move the crane out of the way so I can unload the submarine. But then I'll have to right the crane again because if it gets too wavy, the ship, there's the potential there for it to drag the ship over, and I don't want that to happen. You know, that's why I think in the future, what I could do is set this ship up on a remote control, the main ship, and that way, if I'm with a camera, and then if I'm down under mining, I can just turn the camera on, like one of those fancy cameras on a pivot, and I can just see what's happening on the surface. And if there's anything going on, I can just pick up the remote, turn on the ship, and I can maneuver it, right? Like we need to add thrusters to the sides like we did in the other one. And that way I could just maneuver the ship in a circle if I need to face a wave or anything that might be coming at it. Now, how are we doing for temperature? Right, so this red temperature here, you'll see as we enter this zone, right now we're sitting at 97, this is going to go up. And this was my concern about, you know, I know they changed it around and they said, well, you know, ambient temperature shouldn't have an effect on the engines. So cool. It's funny, it's just this big ship and it just has like a little steering wheel on it. It's all foggy now. I can't see, so I better save it before a wave just comes out of nowhere. Oh boy. We're doing it. We're doing it. Oh, speaking of a wave, yeah, I'll need to add a kill switch to this for that. Save often. Very important. Save often. Now, what I might do is make this crane a little taller and make the main crane just a little bit smaller. And that way I can just move it up and extend it out over the, which is probably what I'll do anyways. I'll extend this rear crane to the left so that way it keeps the ship a little more righted in the water when we're down there. I'm excited. I can't wait to test all this stuff out. So far, all I've done, I built it, and then I've like tested it in the dry dock and said, oh yeah, that'll work. Oh yeah, that looks good, right? But until you're out here, there, and see, that's a glitch I was telling you about. See, it shows, you can kind of see water through the bins, but there isn't actually any water down there. And I think these things are empty now. Almost. Have to put some more windows in here too, I think. All right, 8 kilometers to go. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, I'll know when we're there because the sea will turn black. Our big oil slick. Silence now. Silence. Getting there. We're actually doing really good at for fuel. Like we've only burnt 23,000 liters, which is decent. That's really decent, actually. It'll be dark when we get there too. And looks like it's cooling off a little bit. Oh yeah. I better save it. I'll have to make a coffee after this. Probably what we'll do is I'll get out to the site and then I'll save it. And then I'll end the video there. And I'll make some coffee. Start the next video up. We'll do the whole weather, all that kind of stuff. And I will get in the submarine. I'll prep all that because I have to lift these things up. So we'll get the submarine prepped and ready to sail. Move the crane out of the way, and then we'll unload the sub. Oh, that's going to be so awesome. And we'll go get the uranium. I just wonder if I'll probably be sucking in oil and all that stuff into in there. It's going to be a mess. Oh well. Now what I was thinking about doing was building like a crane, like a mobile crane, and using that. Oh, I gotta watch out for this. Oh, there's a blue plane way out here. I guess there's a landing strip. Sorry, fella. Oh, I guess I have a medical bay for 2. We could do a rescue while we're out here. I'll have to wait till I'm done. And I don't think there's a medical bay in the submarine. But I could bring them down with me. Yeah, I was thinking about building a crane and seeing if I could lift the submarine out of the water with the crane on the dock. So I wouldn't need the big ship, right? I could just sail out here in the submarine, go down and do that. Which would also be cool. Oh, look at that. There's another wave. Oh, is it going to hit me? Good, lots of fuel. Lots of fuel. You know, they changed the binoculars a little bit so they're brighter. Well, I don't really like them. I like the old binoculars better. When it wasn't so bright, the crates in the water, they show up as little black squares. And you just look around. It was really easy to find the crates, and you could distinguish terrain and stuff on the islands. But with this, you can't really, you know, it's kind of. Yeah, see the engine starting to heat up now as we're heading into the warmer weather, which is not good. Oh yeah, we're good now. 96. Let's see what happens. See what the temperature's like when we get down there. Oh, 3 kilometers to go. You can do it, boat. You can do it. Oh, better save it. Now, computer. Right on. So this is uranium step 1. Is probably what we'll call this one. Yeah, I'm excited to see if I can empty those. I really hope I got everything. Like, it's at this point where you're like, I wonder if I missed anything, right? I don't want to have to make that journey again. Oh, there's a wave coming in. Or maybe not. Now, with this low rate of fuel consumption at this pace, I could probably double the engines, and that would give us a lot more. I don't know if it will or won't give us more RPS, because it means a lower output, right? We have to lower the output value, but I'll definitely give that a test in the future after we're done here, just to see. Yeah, the space shuttle. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Checking all that out. Oh, are we at the right? No, we still gotta go down here. Oh my goodness. We still gotta crawl another 3 kilometers. I'm gonna speed up the ship a little bit here. Oh yeah, there's the oil there. Let's save it because we don't know where the wave is coming from. So hopefully I can get a spot where there isn't any oil so I can get some fresh water into the submarine and go down. I just don't know if the oil has any different weight to it or whatever. I'm not sure how that works. Could be interesting. Yeah, this is going to double in size when we come back up to the surface. Why, I don't know, but it is what it is. I'll have to come back out here with another boat. See if we can sail around it here. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. What's the point of these night vision goggles? Like, the good thing about the sub is we can be a little ways away from the site, and I can sink down and then sail into the cave. There's lots of air and all that kind of stuff, so that's might have to do that. This oil is huge, this oil patch. Oh, it'll be good money to clean up. Oh, it goes way out there. Holy cow. This is massive, massive. I honestly didn't realize it was so big. And this was just from our submarine coming back up to the surface. because the mixed gases inside the container contaminate the water. So, oh well. At least we can sail through it. It's not like if we had water jets, we'd be hooped right now. But yeah, well, I'll definitely be coming back out here with like a fast little boat, like a rapid response boat or something. We gotta clean. I gotta clean this mess up. Holy moly! So silly. To wash the boat off when we get back. I don't actually know if there is going to be an area maybe over here. I'll have to sail out over here. It's going to be twice as big when we're done here. Man, oh man, oh man. It's awful. This where this is, yeah. I'll have to sail back. We'll set up over here, hopefully away from the oil a little bit, and then I'll sail back in towards the cavern is what I'll have to do. And that means we want to go way over there. Wow, that's a big oil spill. It's like 3 kilometers, 3 square kilometers. It's huge. And it's going to double in size when we're done here. That's all right. We'll get money for cleaning it up. Okay, I was just going to sail forward maybe another few hundred meters and then we'll stop. And that's going to be the end of this video. I'll make some coffee and we'll get ready to launch the submarine. Fantastic. So, we have a clearing in the weather, looks like. Oh yeah, now's the time. We're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. All right, right here's the spot. All right, I'm going to save it. as uranium, and then I'll have a separate save when we're in the submarine down as we go down, and then that way, this is what you want to do. If something happens, we can load to this point, or we can, load to the point where we're in the water, whatever. Cool. Well, thanks for watching the incredible journey to come all the way out here. We are finally here, and we are finally ready to go. So in the next video, I'm going to prep the sub, and we are going to launch. Thanks for watching. I hope you are enjoying it, and I hope your Friday is fantastic. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye for now.